One, two, three.
Wow! Come on!
The Fly Rocket program is an ESA Education program for bachelor students from ESA member states, where 24 students first learn the basics of rocketry in an online course and then fly to the Andoya Space Center in northern Norway to actually launch an experimental rocket. The students are split up in 3 teams: payload, sensor experience, and telemetry. I asked some students of their respective teams to tell you more details.
So I'm from the telemetry team here, Fly a Rocket campaign. What we did was basically receive the data. We were responsible for receiving the data and make sure that the signal between our rocket and our antennas on ground was strong enough and that we were receiving the measurements that we wanted to receive. So what we did was first study the basics of telemetry. So how the signal travels from one antenna to the other, how the bits are converted, how they are modified so that the signal is strong enough, the frequency matches the wavelength that we want, and stuff like that. And then we study how to decode the bits that we were receiving. So we set up the main telemetry box with cables setting the frequency and all of the values that we needed. And then we set up the software interface that we use during launch. So we received the bits, we converted them into the voltage that we needed, and then we also set up the mathematical formulas to convert the voltage that we were receiving into whatever measurements we wanted. And that also included setting up the right units. So for example, the speed that we were receiving from the rocket was received in centimeters per second, so we had to make sure that the data that we were actually collecting was in the right units, so in this case, meters per second.
Hello everybody, my name is William Dobney and I was part of the sensor team for Cycle 3 of Fly a Rocket. So part of the sensor team's jobs was to build the sensors, so that could be the pressure sensor, the photosensor, the magnetometer, the GPS, the IMU, anything that you would think would be in a rocket, we built it. So anything from soldering to calculating what resistors would have to be placed in it, making sure that we were given the right resistors, and then once it was built, we would then go through the testing phase. So we'd have a manual and we'd go through the testing procedure. So for example, for the pressure sensor, that would be making sure that the voltage that came out of the device matched the pressure that was at the place where you tested it. So if it matched the current pressure outside, and it did, so it worked. And so then we would lay it off to payload and they would integrate it into the rocket and we'd send it off to telemetry where they would make sure that the readings were correct.
Hi, my name is Astrid and I'm part of the payload team. We are building some of the sensors and we have the main responsibility for integrating all the sensors into the rocket and making all the finishing testing on the rocket itself.
Overall, it was an excellent experience with many other highlights than just the rocket launch itself, which included launching 2 weather balloons, seeing the northern lights, nearly seeing the launch of the 4 NASA Vortex rockets, and simply spending time with other like-minded space enthusiasts from all over Europe. So if you want to participate in this or a similar experience, be sure to check out the link in the description to the ESA Education website, where you will be able to apply to the next cycle of the Fly a Rocket program, as well as many other interesting courses. If you do not hold the nationality of an ESA member state, make sure to check out if there's a local rocketry club or university team where you can get your first hands-on experience with rocketry. Other than that, if you are legal but unsure if you should apply, just go for it. You have nothing to lose. I myself nearly did not apply because I thought I would never be chosen. Thank you so much to the European Space Agency, the Norwegian Space Agency, and everyone at the Andoya Space Center for making this an incredible experience.
2, 1.
Fire. 1, 2, 3.
Wow! Come on! Putain!
Oh, that was so cool.
Wow! Now we have to wait for landing.
No, like run away because it's gonna. No, once
What?
it peaks,
You like